What the heck was that? What was that? That was... Jeez.
Do a barrel roll.
Goodness gracious. You do a barrel roll. Yeah, I know. I mean, yes, I know what it was. Tinfoil hat. Oh no. Nor. Oh, nor. Well, that is a matter of opinion, see Wolfpack. Some people happen to think donkeys are hilarious, okay? I mean, have you seen... I can't talk. Have you seen Shrek? Sea Wolfpack, tell me donkey isn't hilarious on Shrek. It's amazing. Yes, my love. Nobody in the house ever knows where their phones are. I always have to call them. Not a fan, sorry. Well, that's okay. We don't all have to like the same things. Where'd you get these emotes? Those are cool. I like those. That's some old school Pac-Man. Should I follow this person? Cranston? He's a DJ, huh? Thank you for the biddies, Robot Wizard. You got gifted a sub. Hey, you know. That's how people, that's one of the ways people become fans. Look at Enigma. It was, Ian got gifted a sub, kept using Enigma's emotes in here, and I was like, dude, I'm going to go check out this guy's channel. And he is very funny, very entertaining. He is a pro as a tourer. So... if you guys didn't hear, I'm getting ready to stream on a second channel. And it went from having, I don't know, like 20 something followers today to 93 followers as of right now. I was like, oh, I'll set a cheeky little 100 follower goal. I think screaming goats are hilarious too, don't get me wrong. But name a movie where there is like a talking screaming goat that annoys a really hilarious character voiced by Mike Myers. You can't. You can't do that. It's called 9.5 plays and it's at 93 followers already now. So go ahead and give it a follow if you want. Thank you. I appreciate that. I saw it. And a ton of other people did too. And I have no idea when I'll go live there, but I'm just kind of getting things together. So thanks. I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple over there. I'm not going to, I'm going to try to obviously still kind of adhere to some stuff with my quote unquote brand, whatever that means. Yes, my brand. But at the same time, I kind of want that to be where I can just let loose and have fun and enjoy myself. You never know. Maybe you guys will get Tangia over there. And I'll just set up Tangia and I won't do anything else. I mean, clearly chickens and farts equals brand. So far I don't have anything that has to do with chickens over there just yet. Just my face. Because you guys seem to like my face. So maybe over there is where you can have all the face emotes, and over here is where you can have all the chicken and fart emotes. You guys know that lemurs are actually my favorite animal, right? And thank you, Sea Wolfpack. Thank you for the 100 bits. Did you know that? I love lemurs. They're such cool animals. All right, we're gonna put on some jazz music. How about some jazz? Because we're chilling and working on this blanket. Smooth jazz. Do we want smooth jazz? Cool jazz? Bebop. Are you a bunch of cool cats and kittens?
Robot Wizard 122 just powered up with 100 bits. Thanks for the gigantifying emote.
I'm probably gonna move all those face emotes over there once I get emotes, and then y'all will have to sub to that job. Just kidding. I can't even say it with a straight face. I can't even pretend. Oh my goodness, Robot Wizard
122 just powered up with 100 bits. Thanks for the gigantifying.
How about rough jazz?
Smile.
Metal jazz. That's acid jazz, isn't it? I don't know. What else do we have here? Just jazz. Regular jazz. Contemporary jazz.
Robot Wizard 122 just powered up with 100 bits. Thanks for the gigantifying emote.
Speed metal
Smile.
jazz. Indeed. Friends of Jen's Lens. Wait, what? Where is the notification? What happened? Jen's Lens, thank you for the raid. I'll trigger it for you. Hashtag blame Twitch. Oh no, it's the streamer's fault. It was the streamer's fault. It was the streamer's fault because I thought I had the bot running and I must have forgotten to start the bot. Stealth jazz raid. Yes, indeed. I'm a professional. Please don't try this at home. New WebSocket connection. Just so you know, new WebSocket connection. Jen's Lens, how was your stream? What were you up to? We're trying to pick out music to play while we work on a blanket for a charity project. Hope you're doing well. It is so lovely to have you all. I hope you're having a great night. How about cool jazz? Do we want cool jazz, chat? This is going to be too mellow, though. Like, I don't know, man. Oh, yeah. Do they have a... Bossa Nova? No, I don't want easy listening. Here, vocals. Okay, we want instrumentals. How about this? Is this... What do we... This? No. Too chill. Oh, there you go. See? It's like mellow, but I can imagine myself bopping down the street to this. Oh, man. I am so sorry for everyone experiencing problems, loss of like their homes, all the stuff they own. It's heartbreaking. My heart goes out to you if you're affected by it or you have family members, and I just hope you're able to find, resources to get through it. Oh yeah. So here, we're all out of whack because I didn't give you your fart zone. Let's let you have the fart zone first. These raiders are like, what is going on in here? Don't worry, it's okay. We don't know. It's fine. It's perfectly okay. We're going to get through this together. Well, hey, listen, good for you for providing, a space to talk about it. Those sort of discussions can be somewhat difficult to moderate just because emotions are high, but it's important for people to have, positive outlets for that kind of stuff. And, I really hope anyone who's in that area is safe first and foremost. And that, if they lost, some property, if they're, it's like, what are you going to do? And my husband was talking about, he's like, this could cause a crisis with insurance. KBG just got here. I was just going to say, I think KBG just got here. I think good evening was like, hi, I'm here. We have a sticky note, and also Jen's Lens, you get to pick my pair I wear. Do you have time for that? Yeah, well, of course they aren't, but they can suck it. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Here, Jen, let me show you. And then I'll get that fart zone. Fart zone coming up. I'll show you guys what happens when you raid the channel. It goes to something like this.
Welcome to the Fart Zone.
Oh, Jen's Lens, thank you so much for the raid. Everybody, welcome our readers with Fart Zone.
Welcome to the Fart Zone.
It unlocks a channel points redeem that's only one channel point that you can spam. It's spammable.
To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone.
And we're going to put your name on a cheese sticky.
To the Fart Zone.
To the Fart Zone. Thanks for coming to the Fart Zone.
To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone. To the Fart Zone. Fart Zone.
Chicken attack!
Uplifting, yes, because it's very gaseous in here. Auditor Hale, do you feel right at home? Why? Are you also a fart connoisseur? Auditor Hale? Jen's Lens. We had some raids earlier today during my daytime stream. Thank you to those amazing individuals. And so we do these, and we're picking a particular sticky for raiders. Oh boy.
Welcome to the Fart Zone! 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 Welcome to the Fart Zone!
Fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberry.
That's my favorite. That one's my favorite. God, oh no. It's the best one. Oh man, oh my goodness. All right, see, we're here for you. We'll clown it all up. Yo. So if you've never been here before, I am a fiber artist and we're gonna work on a blanket at some point, but I'm also just kind of a giant clown. I think fart noises and rubber chickens are hilarious. Well, Jen, I hope that you're not affected too directly by it, but I think it's going to be a big adjustment for everyone in that area for a while. I mean, I saw some pictures and it's bad. Just the usual, Brianna. Elephant Island, thank you for joining the raid and for coming in. And I love this He-Man emote because that's from that. Hey, yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that video. I mean, I love the original song, and I used to watch He-Man. What's not to like? And I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath You had to explain to a grown adult today that chickens have wings and legs and that those parts are different from each other. This human was confused why the party wing drums were so small compared to the drumsticks of the legs. You can't even with some people's children. You unfortunately evacuated last Wednesday, but got back yesterday. Your place is fine overall and ordered an extra air purifier. Your stream was to let your community know that you're safe. Big love to you, Jen. So here's your choices. We've got Arcade Maze. I'm wearing the Skulls and Roses. Cheetah Spots, Party Chicks, Berry Jam Hexagons. These ones are pretty. Batgirl. This is my daughter's favorite comic book character, or at least it used to be. She's kind of onto some other things now, including a really cute graphic novel that's called Phoebe and Her Unicorn, I think is the name of it. Mint Sparkle, Purple Sparkle, Lime Green, Cats in Yarn, Buffalo Plaid, The Irises, Grogu, Coffee Beans, 8-Bit Hearts, Pop Art, Rainbow Knit, and Pumpkin Pin Dot. You have to go to sleep soon, but you thought you'd drop by and hang out a bit. Awesome. You would have been proud of me. You flapped your wings like a chicken. You flapped like a chicken to explain wings. Coffee beans. See, I knew I liked you, Jen. Jen, are you going to be taking some time to get things figured out in the wake of all this? Or are you going to be live again soon? Classy. We ended at like 2:45, 3 o'clock, and raided out to our friend Black Sheep Meat, who was celebrating her birthday. And I just went live again a half hour ago. I have something in my eye. It's driving me crazy. I have this big blanket project, Classy, that I'm trying to work on a few nights a week. Outside of my regular stream hours. Jen, I appreciate you. You're so awesome. You'll take some time to get your bearings, but you don't imagine it being too long. Good. I mean, it's okay if you do need time. There's going to be so much cleanup, and yeah, it's hard, you know, even though LA isn't even as densely populated, or I should say the buildings aren't packed in as densely as, like, say, you know, for example, New York and other bigger cities. Something like this happening, you know, the combination of factors is really like, you know, is it mostly contained at this point? I'll be honest, I haven't kept up with all of the exact details. Are they getting it under control more now? Because for a while there, it was just like not even contained. You guys probably went over all of this on your stream, but thank you again, friend. And if you need to go because you need sleep, food, water, a stiff drink. I don't know if you drink. I don't, but maybe you do. Maybe that sounds delightful right now. A nice glass of wine. It just doesn't happen in some of those areas. Like Altadena, that isn't normal. Your friends had to evacuate. The fire near you is about 1/3 contained, so it's better than nothing. A stiff drink in the shower. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, as long as it doesn't become something that you depend on or find you have a hard time limiting. That was my issue with drinking, is I couldn't tell myself no when I wanted another one. So I don't anymore. But I mean, I wish I'd come to the conclusion that I shouldn't do it sooner. Just for me. Like, I really don't have negative feelings about other people enjoying their drinks. Altadena's close to you, and you unfortunately know a couple of folks that lost homes. Poop. That's a bummer, man. I wish whatever was in my eye would just drive me crazy. I just keep blinking, you know, because usually that'll get it out of there. So, this project is so enormous that I can't really put it up on my desk anymore. Would you like to see? Robot Wizard, get some good sleeps. Thank you, friend. Thank you for all your help here. And
Thanks, 9.
so welcome, Chang. I'm looking forward to having some fun on the other channel, so thanks for volunteering to have a green sword over there too. You know I'm winking at you. Well, I mean, I'm always winking at you in my heart. Don't know what that means. I love you though. Yeah, absolutely. You know that feeling. Your eyes love getting stuff in them. Your eye doctor usually has harsh words for you. Classy, I don't say I do a lot of it. I did that pillow that's behind me back there, but I did that for a different charity called Stand Up to Cancer. Your friend's home was spared, but he was told it was spared by some weird phenomenon. All the neighbors' homes are gone. There was a guy who I guess had managed to save his home by like buying a bunch of just the regular back and forth sprinklers and putting them on his roof or something. The news interviewed him, and he like did a few simple things that didn't cost a bunch of money, and the fact that his like roof wasn't like dry helped immensely. Hi, Spaceballs. What's up? How you doing? Night Robot Wizard. Cranston. 9 is working on a 19,600 square St. Jude blanket. Wish her luck. Wow. You'll be able to sleep tonight because you got the neurological test off your head, so you're happy. Oh, good. That's awesome. You hate where it feels like there's something in your eye. Sometimes it feels like a rock is in there. Dragonfire dude, it feels like there's something like the size of my fist. That's incredible. Your friend was up on the roof hosing it down, but the water would evaporate into steam because of the heat. It's been 42,069 years. What's up, Led? Just vibing and making dinner. What are you having for dinner? Also, Spaceballs. The username. Merchandising. What is your favorite, if you have one, Portland coffee roaster? Or which coffee? Like if there's just a specific coffee from a Portland coffee roaster. If I was gonna do a scuffed coffee stream with my subpar equipment. Ooh, pork and cabbage dumplings, Gib. Sounds delightful. Since I live not far from there. Not much, just hanging out, watching someone make an epic blanket and getting some work done. You've only gotten coffee from Bastion, but didn't try their beans. Okay. Do you have a favorite that can be mail ordered? Or do you have some reason not to recommend that? Let's pull up your list of Portland roasters. You wanted to ask me, is my mic on a tripod stand or do I have a desk clamp? I have a Mount It brand, MOUNT-IT. a really nice sturdy desk clamp. So this I've had for years now. When I had like the other ones that are the spring-loaded kind that are just really like flimsy, it didn't last very long before it stopped. You are a giant nerd, and we love that. That's encouraged here. Good night, Jen. Oh, yes. I have seen many of these videos. I'm sure that someone has sent me that specific video. Thank you so much for the raid. I'm glad that your place is okay. Still, I know that this situation is going to be stressful for people there for a while. So please take very good care of yourself. And everybody make sure you're giving Jen's Lens a follow and hanging out and... Oh my goodness. Spending time getting to know our friend. Hubby gave you his Shure mic, a lot like mine, but I don't even want to see how you have the tripod rig to fit your cluttered craft desk. Yeah, I think these type of desk clamp ones that are they reach a bit further but stay put where they're supposed to are, they're awesome. When you were younger, you got something in your eye, just like so many. You blinked a lot, but hours later, it was still there. It hurt a lot. You couldn't sleep. Mother couldn't get an eye doctor appointment until the night. Oi. That sounds terrible. RC. Rest well and hugs and prayers to you and your friends in the community. Yeah. I tend to like more of a medium or maybe sometimes a lighter roast. It depends on, what I'm using it for. Like I think I told you before, I have a Hario, I have a Chemex, and I have a mocha pot. I think I might still have a French press around somewhere, but I think I've decided that while it will totally do in a pinch, like there's situations where it's actually honestly a really great option. French press is like a bit much for me, and I kind of prefer the taste of coffee that's been through a paper filter. I prefer like not the taste even, but like the texture, because French press is very oily. I have a mocha pot. Yeah, that's so vintage Italian of you. Well, look, it makes good coffee. If you don't have an espresso machine, it makes good, more concentrated. I'd rather have mocha pot coffee than French press. V60 is definitely your favorite. Yeah. Yep. I use that over just straight into the cup. I never drink coffee that's been sitting in a pot. Not even an air pot. If we don't own a microwave. If my coffee gets cold and starts to taste funky, I just make another cup. Yeah, I'm kind of a snob too. I don't think I'm as much of a nerd as you are, though. That's okay. I think it's cool. I like it. I like, there's something kind of fun about being really super precise about making something, even if it is something that like you don't feel the need to do that with every single time. The coffee that you made in one of your videos looked really light. And I was like, oh my gosh, is that like, have I been dosing coffee wrong all this time? I am so over this with my eyeball. I'm gonna have to go look to find out what it is and get it out of there. So Hubs prefers a dark roast, which kind of presents a problem. Use your French press when camping, but otherwise use the Keurig, and you're picky about what pods you buy. Yeah, the only problem I have with that is
zone.
Never mind. Stereo Base is here. Doesn't matter what I think.
Welcome to the fart zone.
The fish rate is here. Well, fishies, welcome to the fart zone.
To the fart zone.
You guys are gonna make a lot of
To
bubbles.
the fart zone. Welcome to the fart zone. Welcome to the fart zone.
Welcome to the fart zone, fishies. Fart away.
Welcome to the fart zone.
Stereo Bass.
Welcome to the
Wait, it is bass.
zone.
Because fishy. The fish rate is here. Stereo bass. Bass. Fart. Hi.
Chicken attack.
I know I've seen fish poop in the water. I don't know if I've ever seen a fish fart. I don't know if fish do fart. Does anyone know? Should we ask Google? Hey Google, do fish fart? Oh, it didn't answer me. With the exception of a couple species like herring and sand sharks, fish don't pass gas. You can send... Cranston, I don't think I could read that out loud. We do that, Spaceballs. Sometimes I just don't care. I'm too lazy. I'm like, just make a big pot of whatever you want. I'll just drink it. No, most fish don't fart with the Asher says with the exception of herring and sand sharks. Thank you. It's good to know. These are important, things to establish. Listen, Stereo Bass, you're so awesome. Thank you for reading. Stereo Bass is also a member of the Twitch Creator Club. Your Google Home just answered me. I could be so trolly right now, and I'm not going to because I'm a nice person. Yeah. Whatever you would like. Whatever you'd like, Stereo Bass. Oh, my god. Look at all these cute emotes. Look at all those chickens. Love it. Very cute. If you guys have not checked it out before, you should go and take a peek. Adorable. Very bright colors. I love that. I'm a big fan of vibrant colors. So cute. Awesome. Do you have other socials too besides VGen? Oh, you do, I think. Wait. Oh, there they are on the left-hand side. I found here is the Insta. But this is where like a lot of people take their commissions and stuff. Yeah, see, like as a fiber artist, I'm a little bit mystified by the whole VGen thing. This might actually be the very first time I've ever looked at someone's VGen page. You were the first. I want to put your name on a cheese sticky. That's what I decided we're using for a sticky note today for our readers. Thank you so much, Stereo Bass. You are awesome. And readers, if you want to hang out while I work on this blanket, we've got a chain of cheese. I learned to crochet when I was 7. I practiced the craft for a bit. I put it down, picked it back up in my 20s, my early 20s. And then taught myself to knit, and I knitted a lot for a long time. Here's a knitting project they made me get out earlier today and work on for the first time in a long time. That is for me. Imagine making something for myself. This is the Wildflowers blouse from Poison Girls. I think whatever was in my eye is out now. Yeah, and the blanket is good. We're on row 116, which means we've completed scroll 34.03061224%. It's going to be like a king-size blanket. It's huge. It's going to have the St. Jude logo in the middle of it. This is something called corner to corner or Grafgan. That pillow back there is an example of C2C, as a lot of us will abbreviate it. And it is a method where you can essentially translate any like cross-stitch chart, perler bead, anything like that. And I mean, people certainly make the charts specifically with the craft of crochet in mind, but any of those arts, so anything that you would, that pixel art would easily translate to, you can make a piece in corner to corner out of it. So you like start at one corner and you have one square that's basically 3 double crochets and 2 chains, and then you build off of that in either direction, going like diagonally. So you work the blanket like the rows get longer until you get to where you are exactly halfway through diagonally, and then they get shorter until you get to the other corner. I can show you the chart actually. So that number over there on the left-hand side is the row that I'm on. We'll have 280 rows, 279 by the time I'm done. It is a massive project. And I clearly did not design this logo. This is the St. Jude logo. And it was won by a friend who can crochet, and she could easily do this project herself if she wanted to. She could just ask me for the chart, and she said, nah, I want the blanket that Nine's gonna make, which is very sweet. And she said, you know what? I'll cover a whole week's worth of meals for a St. Jude family. If you'd like to just, whip up this truly massive blanket for me. And I said, you got yourself actually, I offered first, and then she said, yeah, that sounds good. Been streaming for 6 years. We're coming up on our second partnerversary at the end of this month. We're going to celebrate my birthday, and 2 years of Twitch partner on January 31st. We're going to be on front page from noon to 8 p.m. Pacific. And, actually, we're going to be live longer than that, but we'll have a front page slot from noon to 8 p.m. I know, super exciting. And makers and crafting in the creative categories has really been like pretty freaking fantastic for me. And I hope you feel the same. Stereo Best. And we're definitely very variety here. Like I game. I'm a gamer. I like to game. So I started out streaming Fortnite, of all things. But if you need to get going, Stereo Best, please don't let us keep you, because I understand. Of course, you're welcome to hang out.
The most
yes,
competitive
I am.
Person I know for a gamer.
Yep.
Oh, what does the world come to?
Its natural conclusion. Maybe it is the end of the world as Zam know it. As Zam knows it. It's the end of the world as Zam knows it. It's the end of the world as Zam knows it. This is fine. You plan on working on a little more art before winding down for bed. Excellent. So if people want to commission you for emotes, is that VGen site the best way to do that? We love promoting artists of all kinds here. I do typically keep it PG-13 here, and there's been this whole idea of me, you know, in the evenings, like when I'm doing a stream like this, you know, letting loose, allowing myself in chat maybe to use a little profanity and like doing things more 18 and over styly. But that makes me a bit nervous. It's like, even though maybe it should be clear to people, like when I'm on late, that thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Our follows are like semi-anonymous. Right, but I just feel like that's going to be confusing in a way that I'm not prepared to have to navigate like the next day when I'm on and I'm PG-13. So instead, I just decided I would go ahead and have a second channel where I can do that. And then that way people do not get confused and read into me. And there is profanity spewing from within a video game. We're actually 3 follows from 100 over there. And we were at 20 something earlier today. So if you want to follow that channel, it's 9.5 plays. 9 just before daylight. Yeah. So it's exactly like this channel, but just with plays at the end. And thank you to everybody who already followed over there. I have a bunch of games that I need to finish. Oregon Trail, the reboot of Oregon Trail being one of them. I have a bunch of games that have been bought for me or that I've purchased with every intention of playing and never gotten around to it, like No Man's Sky and Dave the Diver. This way, you know, we can play some stuff like if I felt like playing any of the Yakuza games. There's a lot of games with like adult themes, adult language, you know. And the reason I made this choice to be PG-13 on the channel after a point, like, because I wasn't strict about any of that stuff at all. Like, you know, I feel like it was nice for a while to be like a channel where it's like, it's not forbidden. Every once in a while, I use a cuss word, but I wasn't like over the top with it. But then my daughter started reading. And I was home and I was streaming from home with my kids in the house all the time because previously I only used to stream when my boys were at school and I had my toddler. Yeah. So it's like, because I'm a work from home mom, it just kind of went that direction and I'm not unhappy about that. I think there are some advantages to that in some ways that people may not always consider, but I understand, you know, there are people who would like to see me let loose. And it just presents a problem because I don't want someone who counts on me as a PG-13 raid target. You know, just because I'm Pacific time zone and it's nighttime for me, like, well, I could have a friend who's a fam-friendly, like, Australian content creator or, you know, EU or something. And they're trying to raid out. And I'm, like, in the middle of a game with a bunch of filthy language. You've been gifted Dave the Diver and you've been meaning to play it. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to play that one. And a bunch of retro. I want to play through a bunch of the games that we didn't own the cartridges for. This channel has a lot of fart noises. Hi, Lotus. So, and it's cool. Like oh my gosh, we're one away. If you love what I do here and you're thrilled for me that I'm going to have this outlet and you're like, okay with me doing it, but it's not your preference to watch that channel. The reverb. Oh, I know, right? You should see when we bust out Big Red, which I can't do right now because I have a child sleeping in the next room. It's totally cool. I completely understand. I'm not at all going to be upset, you know, or like be like, why won't you watch me on that channel? I'm not going to notice. Like, I'm not going to be keeping tabs. So it's perfectly all right if it's your preferences for the PG-13 and more wholesome type content. Thank you for following over there, you guys. Aw, you sweethearts. Would you look at that? Very kind. I super appreciate it. We got a ton of people that have followed over there from, it's really weird. This is a very weird experience. This is what it's like for people who are like huge. I mean, not necessarily the same level or anything, but I kind of am getting a little bit of sort of this weird window into like, you know how long it took me to get to 50 followers when I first started doing this? You were rated once by a very proudly Christian cooking streamer once. You didn't know them though, and you definitely cussed a lot. You know what though? Here's the thing. Wait, was it Jane Henry? Was it Jane Henry's Spaceballs? Jane's awesome. And Jane knows. Like, a lot of people know. Kelly Cakes. Yeah. I know Kelly too. I think they know. They know that, people. I've seen Kelly in all kinds of channels, and she's a super sweetheart, and she's really supportive and really kind. And I think she understands. It's not like everyone is going to be, doing the exact same thing as her. Yeah, it was really crazy today. I didn't think that people would rush over there to follow it, and I'm very thankful. We are one follower from 100. Yeah, again, I also think she understands that, like, while that's like kind of a sort of a prominent, thing about her and in her channel, that is something that she's not afraid to discuss her own religion. I think she's, from what I've seen, she is super welcoming to everyone. And, it's hard because for some people that's a super sensitive topic. There's a reason why a lot of folks don't allow discussion of it on their channels. I'm of the opinion that like bringing it up is fine, but we certainly don't want to get into any kind of debates. And so it's hard because that line can be very, very blurry for some people. Not everybody understands where the point is past which you might be making someone feel like you're pushing something on them. And or that you are being disparaging, because I don't want that either. Regardless of the religion, I don't want people being disparaging. You don't really have a preference for PG-13 or not, but you do tend to lean towards that for day-to-day enjoyment on your timeline. Yeah. And when I stream over there, I mean, you guys, I'm not going to be like just an absolute... I can't guarantee some other people's behavior. Thank you, Cranston. There will be a 3-minute ad break in 3 minutes. You can use it as an opportunity to get up and stretch. But yeah, I mean, it really does make a difference who, like I've been to channels where like, yeah, cursing is fine, but like we don't have to overdo it. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be hard for me to loosen up. And, I think it's a lot easier to go the opposite direction. But I've seen people, make up their minds that they want to do either or, and stick with their same channel, but like, change up their like maturity rating. Oh, we're on row 117. We're just trying to, plug away at it. I haven't worked on it the last few nights. I was very tired last night. Oh, it's fine. Just 279. And the rows just keep getting longer until we get to 140. It's fine. I love making plushies, but I really love projects like this where good long stretches of it are just sort of this meditative, repetitive, like, well, I just keep going until I get to the point where I have to change to the color white, and then I keep going until I have to change back to the color red, and then I keep going until I get to the end of that row. And then I turn around and I start another row, and then I go until I get to where I have to change to white, and then I change to white, and then I change back to red after I'm done doing all the stitches that are in white. And then I go back to red, and I go to the end of that row, and then I turn around and I do the same thing, going back the other direction. And I do it again and again and again until the whole thing is done. I am getting closer to that point. I'm closer to that point than I am, like I'm more than halfway to the halfway point. I'm more than a third of the way through the whole thing. So I'm closer to halfway done than I am to the start. Trying to hand sew when it is cold is certainly difficult on the hands. One thing I'm getting a window into being on the other account is just how many ads there are. Like, I can't do it because I need to budget. I'm tempted to sign up for Turbo for the other account. Like every stream I go into, I'm not used to having ads at all. I've had Turbo for years. And it's crazy. So does everybody, when you guys get ads, well, if you're getting ads right now, then you can't hear me. Spanish ads yet? No, I haven't had the sound turned up on most of the streams. It is 9.5 plays, but 9 at night kind of has a ring to it, doesn't it? I'm not going to run separate socials for this account. I'm not going to the thing I would consider doing is having a separate YouTube channel, maybe for playthroughs of certain games. Hi, Raboyo. 9.5 after 9:30. Yeah, we're at 99 followers on 9.5 plays. Somebody could be my 100th follower right now. I hope you're doing well, Raboyo. Hi, Caretaker. Welcome in.
Thanks to @Row_B for my sub gift.
Holy heck what the heck is going on? There's oh my god. Hi. Wow, everything was very calm, and all of a sudden now there's a Flavor Fade resub in a fart zone and worship. Hi. How's it going? Boat raid. We like boats. You're sailing on into the fart zone, Raiders. How's it going, everybody? I hope that you had a great stream. Look at all those first-time reader chats. You guys have never been here before. And you're probably like, what did we walk into? Or I suppose, what did we float into? Hi, Shippy. For the first time in a year, very misty and smelly. Arr, it smells like the sea at low tide. Euphoric mania. Thank you so much. What did we fought into? Tio Mecanical, I don't know. Still trying to figure that out after 6 years. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a great stream. Shippy, I'm so happy that you came back to streaming tonight. I hope it went well. Please, everybody, give the Warship a follow. And Flava's known Shippy for a long time. What were we up to on stream tonight? We're going to put you on a cheese sticky note and put you on my desk. If you've never been here before, and it looks like many of you have not. Hi, I'm 9.5 and I'm called that because I'm missing half a finger on my right hand. Get it? A very bold restaurant coworker gave me this nickname many years ago, 20 of them to be exact. And I said, that's pretty clever. I'm going to keep it. You could say it's stuck on like the top half of my finger. Thanks, Worship. I really appreciate it. And I am happy that you're back to streaming. I hope it went well. And please, everybody, give Worship a follow so the next time they go live, they'll have tons of friends. Lotus, you were number 100 over on the new channel. Thanks, Lotus. It's like how your best friend's older brother has a ballpoint vibe because he had part of one removed during... Oh, my. I mean, we do like balls here, but... Yeah. A ballpoint vibe. Well, I mean, I hope everything is good now, Tio. Also, do you happen to know about I don't know why, but your name makes me feel like it's like a character from Love and Rockets. Because Maggie the mechanic and the guys that wrote Love and Rockets are they're Los Bros Hernandez. And I just feel like it could be somehow tied into that. I'm probably making connections where they don't exist. I'm famous for that. What else is this, really? Just sitting here making fabric. It went new. I don't understand the message. It's not even... I mean, you avoided the actual word. I'm gonna let it through. I'm gonna let that one through. I don't understand, though. Oh, your brother. It's probably just an Espanol thing. No, I do. I love those books, and it made me think of Maggie the mechanic in the books. If anybody's looking for a really good read that's off the beaten path, like graphic novels.
Hope the next year is as amazing as you have been.
Anti-trashy. Oh, and Flava, I have to do 43 very quiet rubber chicken squawks for you. And Anti-trashy, you are fantastic. Thank you for your tier 2 resub. Flava, here you go, my dear. You ready? As quiet as I can do them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 43 heckin' months and Anti-trashy 2, a tier 2 for 8 months. Ready? couldn't even hear both of them. That was way better. That was way better. Thank you, friend. You're still... Yeah. Aren't they adorable? Aren't they adorable, Bassie? Can I call you Bassie? Do people call you that? Is that weird? Everybody should go follow Bassie. They're an artist and they're in the Artists and Makers Club. And everyone should go follow Worship. And everyone should go follow Jen's Lens. Now, what is the quiet 1 year? There isn't really. I just have to owe it to people. No one has, so I can be the first. That emote is hilarious. The wheeze emote. It's amazing. I may or may not have wheezed on stream a couple of times. Maybe earlier tonight. Somebody likes to do the Gilbert Gottfried AI TTS sticker in stream stickers, and it makes me laugh really hard. Can't help it. Seriously, I hope the stream went well. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming along on the raid. We have a raid video for you guys. You want to see it? Well, too bad. You're going to watch it anyways.
I'm freaking out right now. I'm fangirling. You have no clothes on. No. Get supported, nerd. No flipping way. You didn't do it. Thank you for the dollar bills for the kiddos. Thank you so much, everybody.
We talked about this. I mean, you can cook steak in a dryer, but do you want to? And when the fat renders off of the steak, does it create a fire hazard? I'm sorry, I'm a mother. I can't help but think about these things immediately. So this is a game to you guys, huh?
What? You do it so hard.
There's people out here with reputations at stake.
Hey, guess what we're going to do? Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Guess what we're going to do? I just thought of this. Should we just do... this should be the stream now. Oh my god. Oh wait. Here. Right, Chris? We just, this should be the stream now. Here, look, this is how many followers we have on the other channel. Okay, just until we hit this goal, I'm not moving this. Okay, this is here. This is where it's going to stay until we get to 200 followers on the other account. Hurry up! Pics. Pix is like, Oh, Angry Baby Bowler, your number's 101. Chris, you're number 102. Caretaker, you're 103. This is it. This is the content now. I'm gonna strong arm you into following my second account and keeping up with my shenanigans on more than one channel. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna let you use the body words over there, okay? Just let's not overdo it, okay? Let's just take it easy. Okay? It's just that always happens. It's this whole weird thing. No, you have to when you search for something on here, I'll show you. I'm not really gonna do this here. That's okay. I'm gonna do that. That would just be comedy gold, really, but here we're gonna make it reasonable. Wait, I need to change because frickin' OBS always puts everything in 800 by 600. 1920, 1080. Okay. And then let's put this down because otherwise it's going to be on top of a bunch of other layers. Layers are a thing. Okay, I think that's good. Now here's the question. Where does it live? How about right on top of that? No. Or, ooh. Right there, because we used to have something right there. That's a great place for it. Go right over there, little buddy. Just go right on over there. You just slide on in there. Here, let's just nudge you over to the side a little bit there. Thank you. There you go. Perfect. Spicy. It's really weird, and I think it has the streamer gotten enough of an audience yet for them to believe that you would be specifically searching for them? And or like, oh, you start searching for something, but like end up at some other page and that's a person they'd rather you were seeing. I don't know if it's like that or not, but I mean, it's, that's how it goes. I think I'll show you. If you type in a name, what you have to do, Lotus, when you're looking for someone specific is so let's take all that out, right? Like if you go here, it'll be easier to see on here. My screen is dirty. Good night, Cranston. Thank you, friend. And you guys, there's no pressure whatsoever for you to follow over there. I was completely kidding earlier, and I understand some of you come to this channel because you're looking for PG-13/PG content. And enough of you have been like, do it, that I'm finally capitulating.
Chat, just a heads up. 9 might squeeze a big rubber chicken 47 times.
It has to be baby rubber chickens, Matthew. And you know what we need to do is club first. Ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Okay. Thank you so much, Matthew. It's amazing. Look, here, you're looking for a channel, right? You're like, I want to go and watch this person play video games. 9 point. Now, it's going to show you me, right? As you start typing it out, and it'll show you that I'm live. And then if you keep typing, it's going to go, what did you mean? Right? You don't have a suggestion down here. But if you keep typing the whole name and then you tap right here where it says, don't hit enter or the search icon, Or tap this. Tap here. Go to 9.5 plays. I don't think you can right now. Not the big fancy shout out. You tried to raid tonight and you accidentally raided 9.9. I thought you were going to say you accidentally raided the other channel. Oh no. Sure. Yeah, there it is. So if you guys want to follow me over there, that's going to be the 18 plus and more gaming channel. I feel like while I love sharing all the different things I do with you guys over here, if I both want to do games and want to do an 18 and over whatever, thanks Optimus. You guys helped us get to 100 followers from like 20 something earlier today. That's wild. And the weird thing is, like, is that gonna, like, what I hate about this? Well, I don't hate it. I don't mean that. What I find, what Baby Streamer 9 never took offense to, but it can feel hard sometimes, is like, you're working hard, you're putting in a lot of time, and you just feel like it's kind of really slow. Sometimes you hit plateaus, you have to keep going. Thank you, Matthew. Which can be really tough and can be discouraging. It's why people like Pix, like extra, go out of their way. And we do it here too. We try to go out of our way to help people who are either like brand new, or maybe they've been streaming for a while, but they just, you know, maybe they can't stream super consistently. And so they find it difficult, you know, to find their audience. And that's really what this is all about, is like community and people, and, you know, and we want people to feel encouraged, right? So when you see somebody's channel growing quickly, especially if they came over, say, from another platform and had an established audience, or if it's a second channel or whatever, and you're like, wow, look at that. That's crazy. Why can't I? Because you're not at the same point in your journey. And trust me, I've been there and had those feelings, and you just have to, this is the destroyer, because that voice is telling you, you're not very good at this. Look at how those other people are doing. We've talked about the destroyer here. That voice can actually be quite useful. It's not that it's always 100% wrong. You have to learn how to manage that voice. You're never going to get rid of it entirely. You do need to learn to tell it when to be quiet. And I have those same thoughts that a lot of other people have sometimes when it comes to this stuff, but I love it so much that I'm willing to work through those feelings and to make it, you know, something I end up being able to do long term. Don't compare yourself to other people, and be excited and happy for their successes. You know, and it's that, you know, that can be a difficult task sometimes. But like, I have pals that have like just some sort of magic touch, man. And that's because there is something about them. And so I'm excited that I get to be part of that. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't think that I'm not that way. That I don't have that either. I just also have kids. I can't devote the kind of time to content creation that maybe some other people can. And that is not my fault or their fault. And those feelings are totally normal. Again, it's how do you deal with them? How do you make sure they don't, you know, overwhelm you and make you feel less than, because that's not true. Only 8 more years and you could be full time. Oh, it's okay. Hey, look, you know what? Well, it's more like 10 actually. Although I don't know, by the time the boys are both out of the house and she's the only kid in the house, she'll probably be pretty busy with teenager stuff. She won't want anything to do with me at that point, probably. I'm kidding. Some kids are like that during their teen years. Ah, crud. I was supposed to be crocheting over the white yarn this whole time. I had to frog those last couple squares. Yeah, and you know what? I will be ready for her to have her independence too. But plenty of teenagers are still very much bonded with their folks, and even if they have their own things they're doing, they want and they need quality time. I just stood there and just gave Henry a real nice long, gentle hug today and was just kind of holding him and just going man, you're taller than me. You're a big kid now, and I'm freaking proud of you, man. You've come a long way with some things, and you're a sweetie, and I love you, and I'm proud of you. And he needs that too. Older kids need that too. They may not always be good at showing it, or directly asking for it, but they do. Your son and daughter turned 16 and 18 this year, and they hang out with you all the time. I loved hanging out with my folks, with my mom and dad. As a teenager, I felt very comfortable just chilling and hanging out with them. But I also wanted to go out with my friends and go do, teenager things. Yes, absolutely. And in fact, I feel sometimes like I need it more, and I haven't seen my mom in a minute, and I'm anxious. It's making me anxious at this point. It's been way too long. We're trying to convince her to come out here for a visit, but she's been having health issues, and she's just worried about traveling with all of it. But we're going to have to figure it out. And I tried to text my stepdad, but I don't know if he does texts or not. Because he's kinda, and normally I wouldn't approve of this, but I think it's going to take some coordination on our part, outside of her input. And we're just going to have to kind of roll out the red carpet for her, be like, look, Mom, it's already all set up. All you got to do is just trust us that we're going to get you here and you're going to have a nice visit and we'll get you back safe. But I understand she's feeling uncomfortable. Traveling does not sound like fun when you're having, she gets lightheaded really easily. It was so good to your heart to have Cupcake with his dad when you were up. Yeah, it's important. Yeah, me too, because I miss her terribly. And, one thing that's really hard is she doesn't, all her siblings have passed and she was the eldest. And I think that even though my mom has always been a very resilient person, I think that's been really hard on her. Oh, I think our boy cat just got kicked out of the bedroom. I think he was being a butthead. I just texted my husband, is that just Aries being a butthead, or is there something else wrong? Cupcake's aunt is having a hard time. She's the last of the 4 sisters and the oldest. Yeah, that's really rough. When my sister got, when she was having health issues, I was like, yeah, it's Aries. It's Aries' fault. He is such a stinker. When he's pissed because he can't go outside, he turns into a little goblin. Because I don't let him out at night. I'm like, dude, you're lucky I let you out during the day, homie. You need to relax. Cupcake's aunt is having a hard time. Does she live near other family, though? When your daughter's about to turn 21 and you're closer, your daughter is about to turn 21 and you're closer now more than ever. When she lived with you, you fought a lot because you're too much alike. Yep. Now that she lives 2 hours away in her own new apartment, we appreciate each other a lot more. We can love someone and even like them and not like sharing a space with them. You know, my sister and I love her. I love her deeply. She is my baby sissy, and we were through thick and thin, man. And we had some real crazy stuff happen when we were kids. Nothing too crazy, but crazy enough. And we also are very different people. 2 brothers. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm sorry, though, because that's so hard. You know, I have an older brother. He's doing great right now. He has a son, but he's doing pretty well. And we didn't grow up together, but we do know each other, and we've gotten to know each other better. More in his like adulthood is when I met him, when he turned 18. Yeah. Oh my gosh, have so much fun. Auntie Trashy, I'm so happy for you. I hope you have lots of pics to share. And even if you don't, I don't care. If you were too busy enjoying yourself to take pictures, that's just grand. I'm so happy for you. Have a blast. Yippee. Let me know when you're back so we can figure out lessons, okay? I appreciate you so much. And I'm so happy you're getting to do that. I know, right? Man, I wish we could just be like, you know what? Heck it. We're going to Disney Paris. Forget about boring old United States Disney. Did you ever tell me that you have ducks? I don't know. Maybe. Ducks are pretty cool. I mean, I do live in Oregon. They're everywhere here. Like, there'll just be like a mama duck and her babies just like walking down the sidewalk down by the river in Portland. You have tons of pictures, but partner scolded you to stop uploading and focus on vacation. Good. It can be hard sometimes. It can be hard to be in the moment. There's a lot of distraction in this world now. And, you know, some of it's very wholesome and positive. Like, you know, again, even on this other channel, I hope people will realize we're going to be degens, but we're going to be wholesome degens, okay? Freaking floodgates are going to open. Who am I kidding? You have 25. It's getting out of hand. Oh my gosh. You've gone into your yard and found babies many times. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm going to try to keep things somewhat simple over there. Famous last words, am I right? So here's where we're at. I just got through this part. Just got through this part of the white. You can use your butt moat over there. I mean, look, I commissioned somebody for a dumpy for this channel. It's okay. I don't know. I guess that depends on what your butt moat looks like. Can't believe I just said those words. I don't have anything set up over there, really. I suppose, you know, one thing that's nice is that, like, okay, let's say all your stuff crashes. If necessary, you can throw together Twitch alerts really quickly. If people didn't know that. You got up super early to get an injection in your lower spine. Oi. And now you're tired. Good night, Flava. Did you have something to do with that raid from Shippy earlier? Your friend made a custom St. Jude truck skin for another friend in American Truck Simulator. That's very cool. That is one heck of an emote there, Optimus. Good night, Flava. Nice. Sleep well, friend. Get good sleeps and have sweet dreams. Yeah, what I'm struggling with is like, man, how am I even going to take a picture of this thing? We do have a big wall in my living room that I might be able to hang it up on. Maybe get on the roof. Wow, that escalated quickly. You used to knit when you were a kid, but you haven't done it in years. Well, I did it when I was 7 through about like 11 or so, and then I was very busy with like theater and music and all kinds of other stuff like that, and I didn't touch it for a long time, and then I picked it back up again. So if you feel like, you know, you're wanting to do it again, or if you want to learn crochet, there's a lot of really great resources out there. One that's not a bad idea too, and that you can do a free trial of is, gosh, do I still have a link for this? I don't even know if I'm actually still signed up with them, but if that works, you could always try Skillshare because they have a ton of people on Skillshare that have great basic crochet lessons. You just need to remember to cancel it if you don't want to pay for it because, you know, it's one of those situations where they ask you for a payment method up front. I mean, if you're finding value in it and you want to keep it, that's great. Yeah, YouTube. Are you kidding me? There's so much stuff on YouTube that's free. I would say the one benefit of Skillshare is, there's like sometimes some other kind of ancillary sort of stuff that goes along with it with a class that can be helpful for some people. Like you can post a picture of your project and have the person who took the class, who did the class, whose class you took, they'll be like, yeah, I'll let you know what I think of your work. And you don't necessarily like pay for their class, you just pay for the service and then have access to the class, I believe. But YouTube is great because you can stop it and start it and come back to it whenever you want. And there's people whose whole channels are just nothing but, you know, educational, like fiber arts content. We are approaching the end of another row, and they are getting longer every single row. And the number row I'm on is the number of squares in the row. So I'm on row 117, which means there are 117 squares. Each square is 3 double crochets. Well, I mean, I suppose if you want to say it in the order that you do them, it's 2 chains and then 3 single crochets. Then you slip
Welcome
stitch
to the fart zone.
and then raindrop races, raids into the fart zone while I'm explaining this. And everybody's like, wow, it seems so nice and chill in here, but just you wait.
To the fart zone.
Because there it is. They're going to fart zone you.
Welcome
Did you
to
warn
the
them?
fart zone. Welcome to
Did
the
you
fart
know
zone.
raindrop
Welcome
races?
to the
Oh boy,
fart
and
zone.
lady.
The fart
Oh,
zone.
hi, Ailey. How are you?
Welcome
Was
to the
this
fart
planned?
zone.
Did
To
you
the fart
coordinate
zone.
this
Welcome
raindrop
to the
raid
fart
with that
zone.
cute little dumpy
Welcome to the
emote?
fart
I mean, you
zone.
called it
Welcome
dance, but
to
it's
the
a dumpy.
fart
Let's be
zone.
real. Welcome to the fart zone. We had 2 fart zones. Excellent. Double the fart zone, double the fun. How was your stream? How were your streams? Did you guys coordinate this? Were you collabing or was it just coincidence? Thank you so much. I'm going to rate both of your names on a cheese sticky. Pure coincidence? No way. That's wild. That's very cool. Not a planned double raid. Wow. Raindrop Races, thank you so much. And Lady Aeliora, thank you so much. And welcome in, everybody. So I get to rate both of your names on a cheese sticky note. We're just doing like one kind of sticky note per stream for raids. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Raindrop Races, thank you so much. I hope you had a great stream. What were you up to? Can we get a shout out for Raindrop Races? A fancy one? And then Lady. Oh my God, I messed it up. You were crocheting froggies. Awesome. Thank you so much. All of these people have rated the channel today. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for bringing everybody in. Hi, everybody. I'm 9.5 and I'm called that because I'm missing half a finger on my right hand. A very bold restaurant coworker gave me this nickname 20 years ago. Thankfully for said coworker, I have an excellent sense of humor and the nickname stuck, unlike the top half of my finger. I have a raid video for you guys. Some of you are new to the channel, which is great. Raindrop Races, let me give you a follow. That's so cool. I'm glad you were crocheting. We love that. Are you in? I'm already following you. Are you in the club? Are you in the club? In the Artists and Makers Club? If you're not, you should be. And forgive me for not knowing if you are. Thank you so very much for bringing everybody over, both of you. Please, new people, new to the stream, if you're still here after the fart zone, enjoy this raid video. Please don't follow until after the video. It's extremely important that you understand what you're getting yourselves into. There are no refunds and no exchanges on Twitch follows, no exceptions. Sorry, I tried. I tried to talk to Twitch. They said no, 9, no. So you need to watch the video first and then follow. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules. I'm just a crazy clown lady that crochets. I'll see you on the other side.
I'm freaking out right now. I'm fangirling. You have no clothes on. No. Get supported, nerd.
No flipping way. You didn't do it.
Thank you for the dollar bills for the kiddos. Thank you so much, everybody.
We talked about this. I mean, you can cook steak in a dryer, but do you want to? And when the fat renders off of the steak, does it create a fire hazard? I'm sorry, I'm a mother. I can't help but think about these things immediately. So this is a game to you guys, huh?
What? She doing so hard.
There's people out here with reputations at stake.
There you have it. Raindrop Races, yeah, just so you would need to be 18 and over, monetized, and have content that they can access to verify that you stream in the categories. That's it. And there are 6 content creator clubs on Twitch. DJs, music, IRL, VTubers, coding and co-working, and I am a founder of the Artists and Makers Club. Twitch is not looking at your viewership. They are not looking at your follow count. They are not looking at your revenue. They are providing a space where people who create non-gaming content can come together and network and support each other. They don't care about any of that. That's not the criteria. So there's other stuff where you have to have certain, amounts of viewership or whatever, like applying for affiliate or partner. But this is not that. So once you've gotten affiliated, that's it. They want you to be monetized. If anybody here is a streamer and you're not affiliated yet, please let us know that you stream right now. You'd love to join that. Sadly, you're not confident enough to do your crafts on stream. I hope that we can help change that for you, Ailey. I think that anybody who wants to should do it, but I understand. And if you're not ready to, that's totally okay. You believe? Oh my gosh. Are you guys new besties? I love this. That you had an unplanned, like nearly simultaneous raid. In fact, Lady Ailey, I don't think you guys got new besties for sure. Hey, you know what? It's all good. Maybe hey, you know what might help? Lady Ailey, you know what might help? Do you have a Discord server, or are there Discord servers that you like to hang out in frequently? Where people will stream like their gameplay to a voice channel sometimes? Where they might have like a hangout channel? What if you streamed your crafts to that first to try and like kind of get used to it? Do you think that would help? Just a thought. Absolutely no pressure from me, but if you do decide you're going to do it, come and let us know, please. Because we'll support you anyway, but you might be surprised how many people will come running if you decide you want to do crafts on stream. They're like, fresh meat. That was creepy. I'm so sorry. The Creator Club has been awesome to see what other folks have been working on, especially in the Artists and Makers Club. It is very cool. It's such an awesome way to be able to meet new people. And, we can inspire each other. We can find someone who we think, would be a really great, collaborator, etc. You do have a Discord server. You could try that, but you're not a cam you're also not a cam streamer. Hand cam of the metal models you love, but you haven't gotten there yet. Take your time. Hi, Bean. Speaking of awesome art streamers, our friend Celestial Bean is here. And you guys should all give Bean a follow. First, we need to do a shout out for Lady Eliora. Thank you so much. What were you doing on stream, lady? Yeah, I'm sorry. We don't really treat each other that way over here at all. In fact, we're quite the opposite. We're all super supportive and we're mostly very wholesome. It's chat's fault. Do you know why? Because they convinced me. I'm just practicing for this channel where it's going to be 18 and over. They convinced me to start another channel so I can stream 18 and over games and stuff. You just beat Dragon Age 2 for the first time ever. Let's go! Nobody does this anymore, but I don't care. That's amazing. Congratulations. Good for you. So you stream games. What's the first video game that you remember playing? I'm going to use one of our snoozes. We'll have ads in about 6-7 minutes. We'll have a 3-minute ad break. You were pretty happy about it, I bet. Some games are really hard to beat, too. Was this one difficult? What's the first game, and anyone can answer this question. What's the first video game you remember playing? So we are getting set up to stream to a second channel. And in that channel, I'm going to be allowed to use curse words, and you guys will be allowed within reason. Clearly, we never curse at somebody in like anger and in a way that's meant to like be derogatory toward them. And I did actually made this a little too small earlier. It was huge. I had it filling the whole screen. It was hilarious. We actually went from like 20 something followers earlier today to over 100 now on that channel. So I'm looking forward to streaming over there and hanging out with you guys and being able to let loose a little bit. What's up? It was Halo, Optimus Kale. I thought you said hello, and I was like, what's up? You've been in here. I see you. Halo, not hello. It was on the Commodore 64, and it was called Wizard of War. The first one you remember playing would be some Sonic game that your grandpa had for his old Sega Game Gear. I was watching our friend Pix make a Tails today. He was struggling with that pattern. The pattern is not very well written, it seems. For some reason, the eyes were looking real wonky. Probably Pac-Man, Dragonfire, Time Splitter 2, Vectron. I'm not familiar with that one. Asteroids on the Atari. Definitely played some Asteroids here and there, but I don't really remember that as like the first game I really played. Like that could have been after I played. Well, it's hard to say because it's like, do arcade games count? We owned an NES. That was the first console in our house. We didn't have a computer or anything until I was a teenager. My dad did. My bio dad, who I would spend time with, who I wasn't raised by, but did spend time with at his house. He had a desktop computer, and he would let me play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and a couple of other games that I think were like on floppy disk, like those big floppy disks. Dragon Age 2 was a decent challenge, but you adored the story, so it just kind of flew by. Very cool. You can't wait. It's going to feel so odd to see me drop a curse word. I've done it here before. You're a 90s baby. F-Zero on SNES. Cursed. It was cursed. It did look really weird. Sims. All right. Ooh, you'd think it was Mario 64. Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers was my first. I remember the Christmas we got in NES, and we got the power pad and the gun for playing Duck Hunt, and what else did we? Oh, and Bubble Bobble. Pix and I are both Bubble Bobble fans. Bubble Bobble's hard, dude. Bubble Bobble is hard. Go try to play the arcade old school Bubble Bobble on Bubble Bobble for Friends. I dare you. It's hard, dude. Pokemon Red, Blue on your cousin's Game Boy. Never had a handheld until our family got a Switch. I think, just this side of too old and had moved on to doing so much music and theater and stuff that I didn't come back to video game stuff until my husband downloaded Fortnite, of all things. Pong, and then Joust. There was also that Mike Tyson game on the NES. We had that. We had all three of the Super Mario Brothers games. We had Dr. Mario. What else did we have? A few other things. Yeah, Punch-Out. Exactly. Yep, we had the Mario. It had Mario and Tetris. Yes, we had Tetris. Yeah, Dr. Mario is like Tetris, kind of. It's a similar sort of puzzle game. Gosh, what else? We had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and that game is like freaking impossible. It is absolutely impossible to beat. We never had a Zelda game, believe it or not. No Kirby, no Metroid. I think we had like straight up like just Mario Brothers or whatever was it called that? What was it called? What's like the very precursor to Super Mario? Not Donkey Kong. I played some Burger Time, but I think I mostly played that on arcade. For you, it was the Pokemon Stadium on N64 and the Sonic game on the GameCube. Dr. Mario had the tablets. Yeah, it's like little pills. You were obsessed with Kirby, Pong, Frogger. I played a lot of Frogger. Space Invaders, Pac-Man. Oh yeah, tons of Pac-Man too. So like if we're not talking about arcade, but arcade games, I played a ton of Frogger, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Galaga, Burger Time. And I love pinball and pinball, vintage pinball machines. We do have ads coming in about a minute, and I am going to step away for a second. You have your prehistoric black and white brick Game Boy somewhere in the house. Oh, wow. We have an NES. We have an old school, like actual NES. You also used to play Unirally. It was called Uniracers in North America. Almost every day on the Super Nintendo, it was unicycles racing. Prior to Hubs, a fellow I cohabitated with had a PlayStation, but I don't remember which one. I think it might have been a PS2. And there were some racing games that he liked to play on it that I played every once in a while. You never played the Zelda games because one of your older sisters grinded that game and essentially gate kept the game. So you played Katamari Damacy and Animal Crossing instead on your consoles. Very cool. I mean, not cool that your sister was like that, but Galaga was your jam growing up. Fellow Gen Xers unite. You got to run. You got to get up early with your toddler. You know, I totally understand. Go get some sleeps, mama. I'm going to take a break here in a second. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for bringing everybody by. So sweet of you. Oh, that's really cool, Caretaker. That's really sweet. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. And thank you for staying. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the other side of the ads.
Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, it's such a mess in here. Yeah! You're in there with me! Oh, thank you. Well, you know, I'm merely the canvas. Well, I wasn't going to come back after today when she spilled her coffee everywhere and then peed her pants a little, but now that there's some free stickers, and I would be here, left to my own devices. You have no clothes on! No! Oh, that's rich! Tumble! Did you... Wait. Tumble! Did you really think you were gonna get me to be quiet by saying shh in my chat? Yes! All the lulz. Them. You look really nice tonight. Me. Thank you. Yeah. There's a kid screaming in the background. That's right. Get wrecked, Cancer!
Me versus the last person.
Ooh.
9.4.
Yeah, get!
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Woo! See, subs get snapped. Yes, I do know that you want me to play scrims with you, but I don't think I'm good enough for that. People up here. Sour cream. I was thinking about using apple cider vinegar. I'm not gonna put sugar in it because the hubs can't have it. Okay.
Welcome back. I have a little space heater here on the floor. It's kind of a little bit cold. It says it's I mean, for here, okay? When I say this, I know somebody's going to be like, "It's not cold." And it's going to sound exactly like that. 35 degrees outside here. Thank you, Raindrop Races. Do you have an Instagram or anywhere where you post pictures of your crafts? If you would like to share that, let us know and we'll get you a link permit so you don't get bopped by the bot. And did we get shout outs for everybody? Let me double check. Yeah. If you're still here from any of these reads, thank you. It's pretty awesome. I'm about to get to the end of this row. I'm going to turn back. And I want to see if we can make it to the end of one more row before I call it quits tonight. We'll see though. It's you've been working on stuff, but your IG is still a wasteland. What kind of animals do I have? I have 3 dogs and 2 cats. Our oldest dog is a red tick coonhound. And the 2 little guys are both Jack Russell Terrier mixes from a local rescue. The cats are both just domestic, short hair. We've talked about it. Yes, gremlins. They are gremlins. Yeah, my boy cat got kicked out of our bedroom earlier tonight. He was probably being a butthead and trying to walk all over my husband's cards. We own a card shop. Chickens would be particularly challenging for a variety of reasons. They're certainly allowed where I live. We're very rural. We're in town, but we would be allowed to have them. I was walking the dogs the other day and there was a chicken just chilling in someone's driveway. And honestly, where we lived before was Portland, and plenty of people have backyard chickens there. Although I think there's a limit on how many you can have there. It's like 3 or something like that. I don't know if there's a limit in town or what it is. there are a lot of coyotes, raccoons, and other predators. And yes, the presence of other pets on the property means that probably they'd be a little bit less likely to come around. But you have to build an enclosure for them that is like solid. Like they can't be somehow getting out all over the place at certain hours. And I mean, they're inclined to want to come in and be in for the night. And I mean, honestly, this is probably the case in a lot of places, not just where we are, but because I mean, man, there was coyotes that would come, you know, into Portland city limits too. I do love chickens, though. I think they're really cool. I think it'd be awesome to have some laying chickens and have fresh eggs all the time. You got lucky. Your dog's great with your ducks and nothing will mess with him. Good. Yeah, it's hard for some breeds of dog. They can't help themselves. If they have if they're birding dogs, they might not be able to control themselves around our feathered friends. The thing I would really be worried about is I don't think that we're going to be allowed to have any kind of a rodent pet, really. He's half border collie. You spend a year before you let him alone with them. Yeah. All right, we've made it to the end of another row. You know what we haven't done is club first, and we're doing a St. Jude blanket, and we already had rubber chicken squawks. So I'll talk about why I'm doing this project. And if you guys want the link to donate to St. Jude, we do have a background campaign for them right now. This was already bid on successfully by my friend Beck_MTBC. It is a huge project. It's 19,600 squares. It is the St. Jude logo in white on a red background. And I offered it up as an auction item for our creative season auction to benefit St. Jude. And a bunch of our friends in the community also provided listings, which was really great. And it was so much fun. And there was a little bit of bidding wars and the like. I am so proud of our community. We raised $1,243.10. Good night, Bassie. You're fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for being a good friend of the channel. Everybody, please make sure you go give Bassie a follow. It's always lovely to see you. What up, Donuts? How you doing? W community. Absolutely. It was great. So the amount bid on this blanket is actually symbolic of the cost of a week's worth of meals for a St. Jude family. So your contributions really do help, and their programs are funded primarily by individual donations. So if you'd like to donate, our Club First link is right here. No pressure whatsoever, of course. But we've had our first today, which is our first rubber chicken squawk of the day. Good night, Stereo Bass. You have to go eat and get vertical. Raindrop Races, go take good care of yourselves, both of you. And anyone who's here in chat, if you need to go because you need to go catch some Z's, I totally understand. Please make sure you're taking good care of yourself. So I don't know when we'll finish this project. I'm trying to see if I can... I don't know if we'll be able to finish it before birthversary at the end of the month. Ooh, did I move the... Nope. We started row 118. We're on row 118 now. Which means when I go over here to the spreadsheet, we have completed... We're over 35% now. Ah. It's just so massive, though. It is such a huge project. That's why I can't really work on it on my desk like I normally would. I have to hold it in my lap, away from my desk. Yeah, definitely. If I was like a professional, I would have been taking, progress pictures this whole time, but I'm a squirrel and I don't think of things like that. It's like, oh, what's next? Oh, something shiny. Oh, cool. Oh, it's time for dinner. Okay. I'm making dinner. Oh, geez, look at all these dishes. I should do these dishes. Oh, wow. The dishwasher's full. I guess I can't do the rest of these dishes. Oh, but look, there's the recycling. I'll take the recycling out. I haven't checked the mail in a while. Look, there's a cat. I'm going to pet this cat. Oh, a neighbor. I'll talk to the neighbor. The neighbor reminded me that I need to go and fix that hole in the fence because my dog got out earlier. Oh, geez. All the dogs are out. No worries. Probably a king-size blanket. Hi, Ruthless Ghost. How are you? And John Paul, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Nice to see you both. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be here doing this for... Oh, my hole, it's going to tingle. Not necessarily tonight. To finish the whole thing tonight, that would be insane. My hand would fall off. I'm already missing a finger. No, there's already a one-handed ginger Optimus Kale. There's already somebody with the name One-Handed Ginger. I wouldn't want to step on their toes. In an alternate universe, 9 has the skills to get an entire blinky done on stream and still have time for pie. For eating pie or baking a pie? I mean, clearly you're going to eat some pie after you bake it unless you can't have it for some reason. But baking the pie, that takes a lot longer than just eating it.
This must be where pies go when they die.
No, I know Optimus Kill. I'm just kidding. I'm also kidding. It's okay. One-handed ginger is cool though. I think where did we run into each other first? I think it might have been Poop Witch's chat. Maybe. Yep, eating pie is easy. I mean, actually, it's a very tough job, and only a few people are qualified to do it, and I am among them. Oh, I know. I did not at all think that. I did not at all think that. Don't worry. I joke about it all the time, but I'm glad that that's on your mind at least a little bit. You know, it's hard. It's hard to know where the line is for some folks. One thing I would say is, like, you know, when you've just met someone, if they haven't made any jokes about it yet, I would hesitate to do so first. I would probably try to feel that out before, you know, get it, feel it out, because sorry. I'm not helping right now. I've always used humor to, like, diffuse the situation, because I think people do get nervous. They're like, I don't know if I should ask the question. And I'm like, I don't mind at all. If I joke about it, it tells people that it's okay to ask and to talk about it. I mean, it was pretty traumatic, but, like, it was an accident. The thing I worry about, you know, is like, hey, what if I was a person who this was like something really traumatic that had happened to me and I didn't feel like talking about it with some random stranger on the bus or somebody I'm waiting on? Aw. Yeah, well, you know, again, I was raised by a New Yorker. You know, everything was a big joke growing up. Lots of teasing. Not cruel, but definitely not afraid to sort of like poke fun at everything. Actually, my dad was a big sweetie. Yeah, I mean, I think if you grow up in New York, especially at the time that he did, and he was this skinny little Jewish kid right on the edge of the Puerto Rican neighborhood, and a bunch of the kids that he went to school with kept like following him and beating him up all the time. And you know what? Those kids were probably having kids follow them and beat them up. And you know what I mean? Like, I certainly wouldn't ever try to like disparage someone on the basis of their nationality or their ethnicity. You know, that like all of this type of person. And actually, a ton of my friends in South Florida in middle school were Puerto Rican. It used to drive him crazy because he was kind of prejudiced against Puerto Rican people. And I'm like, look, so some little buttholes were mean to you when you were a kid and they happened to be Puerto Rican. Stop it. Get some help. He was such a sweetheart, but he had this chip on his shoulder from his childhood. And I'd be like, yo, you're like one of the nicest, kindest people. If he got to know somebody, he was always nice and would end up liking them. But he just had this whole thing. And I was like, Daddy, you know this makes no sense. And especially considering, that you know what it's like to be discriminated against based on something you can't help. So, my best friend was Mexican growing up, but he didn't have a thing against Latino people. He just had this weird association with that nationality in particular. And I was like, Daddy, knock it off, dude. That's not cool. It's easier said than done. Everyone handles trauma differently, sure. Well, and you know what didn't help Classy? The way his mother reacted when he would come home after having been jumped was like, how could you let your clothes get ruined like this? How could you go to school? How could you end up going to school like this? I dressed you up so nicely. Yeah, his mom had a bunch of, oh man, my heart breaks for my dad. He was the cutest little kid too. He had gorgeous, super thick black curly hair. Gaslighted him into thinking it was his fault. And you know what? My grandma, she wasn't all bad or anything. But that kind of stuff, she was famous for that kind of stuff. So, that didn't help. You know what I mean? Poor daddy. And he I think he was actually a very sensitive person. And that was also really hard for him. He didn't want to be drafted. He didn't want to go to war. He believed in peace and love. You think you can relate to Daddy? Yeah. He took me as his own child, and I was not his flesh and blood. My mom was pregnant with me, and they knew each other and were friends. And then, one thing led to another. They ended up getting married when I was 8 months old, and my sister was born 16 months after I was. We don't have the same father, but that's because he became my dad. And he was my daddy. I didn't know he wasn't my dad until I was 7. If you saw a picture of him, you'd be like, how you would have figured it out. But that's not what matters, you know what I mean? He took me, he treated me as his own, and I'm very lucky. I'm extremely lucky in that department. He never, not ever, never made me feel like I was any less loved because I wasn't his biological child. So when he decided to be with my mom, he was picking us both. Oh yeah, I'm again so incredibly lucky. And that story exists a lot more than we might realize. That many blended families and adopted parents are loving, and those children become theirs. And it's all the more reason why it's just as heartbreaking when a court or whatever will treat an adopted parent who isn't the child's biological parent as though they don't have a right to have a relationship with that child anymore if they end up breaking up with the biological parent. It's really hard. I've had friends who've been through that, and it's not fair to the child or to that parent because, if you're a mature, responsible adult, even if you have a problem with each other, you should be able to work it out where the child can see you both. Even if the other parent can't be with them all the time, they should have some kind of right to visitation unless there's been an issue. Then clearly that's different. If there's a safety issue or whatever, that's obviously different. I'm talking about this person loves that child. They cared for that child for many, many years. They form a bond, even if they don't have a biological relationship. In fact, a lot of people who I don't have biological ties to, I'm closer to and I love just as much, if not more, than many of my biological relatives. So, I'm lucky that I had my mom and dad. They had problems. It wasn't perfect. They did break up and get back together a bunch of times because he had some issues, but I really think a lot of it stemmed from his childhood and from, at the very least, there was some mental and emotional neglect and abuse that happened, and it's really hard because I don't think that his parents knew any better. I forgive them. I forgive him. What's the point in holding a grudge against them? They're gone. You know what I mean? I feel like it's better to let it go and say, those were some messed up things that happened and it's sad. And just try not to ever do that to your own family. to learn from it. You didn't have a great relationship with your parents. Both are biological, never were divorced, but you won't. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. And a chosen family can help, bridge that gap a little bit. And you never know. Sometimes, people come around and they understand that they did some things that were not right. And they maybe make a very sincere apology and an effort to change. But even if they don't, know that it's like not your fault. That's the thing I worry, that he thought that all of that was his fault. He thought my accident was his fault. He blamed himself for my accident because it happened while he was home. Well, right, exactly. Not passing it along to the next, person. Like today I got frustrated with Henry and I kind of raised my voice and I walked out of the room in a huff because I'd asked him to do something and he hadn't listened and I'd had to go back in and ask him again. And he very calmly and very politely and very nicely asked me if I could try not to talk to him like that. And I was like, you're right. I wasn't very nice just now. I said, now, will you please see it from my perspective that I had already asked you nicely, and this is a pattern of behavior with you. And over time, the frustration I feel with you not listening to me keeps building up. And I get impatient. How many times this time am I going to have to say it before he does it? And he went like this, and I was like, okay, hey, this is an awesome conversation. I am sorry that I was rude to you earlier. Please stop being rude to me. I think we could both do better. I think you're right. I could do better. I think we both could do better. You could definitely do better listening to me the first time. Oh, it was amazing. I'm really proud of him. Because he could have chosen either to just bury it and not tell me how he was feeling. He could have chosen to resist even further and to be even more rebellious. He even said that. He goes, I'm really tempted to not want to do it because you talked to me that way. I was like, I can understand that. I can understand that. But again, I want you to think about where my bad mood just now came from. Is it okay for me to constantly yell at you guys? Of course not. And I don't. But sometimes I lose what little patience I have left. I'll try not to. I hear you. I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I don't want to upset you. And I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to do that at all. So we had a nice hug. I got 2 whole big old hugs out of him today. He's a sweetie and he's a good kid, and I'm glad he's sticking up for himself, frankly. You were raised, children should be seen and not heard. There was no open two-way conversation, and you never knew what it felt like to have an apology, so therefore, it was and is hard to apologize to this day. You're trying to teach your kid by example what it feels like, and he is great. That's really awesome. Even if it's something you struggle with, if you're trying, they'll see that. A video I saw one day just made me bawl like a baby. The guy was like, somebody asked something about basically he was kind of saying look, you know what? If you even think about whether or not you're a bad parent, chances are really good that you're not. If you even think about whether or not you might be a narcissist, chances are extremely good that you're not. If you've ever had that moment of vulnerability with yourself where you've asked yourself those kind of hard questions about are you doing the best job that you could possibly be doing? Because narcissists and people who are unwilling to address their own mental health issues and are causing the most kind of damage, they aren't willing to have those conversations with themselves, let alone with anyone else. And I bawled because there are times that I worry about it too. And I try, but I'm not perfect, and I wonder, am I spending enough time, really paying attention to them? Am I, giving them enough hugs every day? I've been making it a point. The little one gets lots of physical attention because she's still little. And I realized one day, I was like, I don't know if I remember the last time I just walked up to my eldest and just asked him for a hug or just tried to give him a hug. And of course, I'll never force hugs on any of my kids. But just sort of like, go to put my arm around him or something like that. Or like, I do like to walk up and pet his hair. He has very long, very beautiful hair. But you know what I mean? Just show him genuine affection. Yeah. Hey, and Classy, right back at you because it sounds like you're really trying. It's true. A lot of people need to hear it, Optimus, because no one's ever... First of all, there's no book that tells you all the answers. You were never hugged. But your brother was, your kid brother was, and you get crap for pointing out that you were raised differently from one another. I'm so sorry. Well, I send you virtual hugs. That's so hard. That's so hard. It's so important. It teaches them a lot of things, right? That there are people in the world that you can feel safe with, that there are people in the world who care and who will do what it takes to make you feel safe and loved. Yeah, big hugs to you, Classy. I'm glad you feel comfortable sharing that here. We do have our moments where we have more, serious discussions. And I think it is, like you said, Optimus, important for people to hear this stuff. Again, it doesn't mean that there isn't work that you could do, right? But like, if you're worried that you might be XYZ fill in the blank label thing of like a really horrible person, probably not, because you care enough to worry about it. Yeah. Well, and you're doing what needs to be done to stop it from happening again. Again, it's like you said, it can be hard when you were raised a certain way, not to just, default to that. One thing I've really worked on hard with my daughter is making sure that I allow her to help me in the kitchen. And this isn't like some toxic thing that my mom did, but just out of like exhaustion and just sort of necessity, because she worked so hard and all that. She would just like, and also she had to do everything when she was a kid. So we had like very little structure when it came to like chores and stuff. She didn't want to make us do that stuff, which it's like, well, you got to learn eventually. But I mean, I knew how to do a load of laundry and cook some food for myself and stuff like that when I went off to college. I had a roommate who couldn't do any of that stuff. I was like, what? But she really didn't make us do a lot of the things that she had to do growing up. And I mean, but I get it, because she was trying to break this cycle of her parents treated her like she had to raise her brother and her two sisters from like 5. She was taking care of her siblings. A kindergartner, like she had to grow up way before she should have had to. So I'm very thankful for my mom, because she made it so that I didn't have to go through that. You know what I mean? And that was a conscious choice that she had to make, was not to do to other people what had been done to her. A couple of times she shared with me some stories about what used to happen when she didn't live up to, the expectations they had for her to take care of everybody else in the house. And it was really bad. You had a nanny and she was super mean to you, but loved your sister and friends. Oh no. She always wore lavender lotion, and to this day you cannot stand. I'm so sorry. That's so unfortunate. And like, whether you tried to tell somebody or didn't, you did not deserve that. And if you tried to tell somebody and they didn't listen or believe you, I'm like extra sorry. Thank you for the follow. We kind of let people follow and just sort of chill unless they talk. I don't really say much to you directly. I'll thank you for your follow, and then we'll just kind of move on, because I want you to be able to lurk peacefully if you'd like to. But if you want to talk, we're more than happy to get to know you. You did, and you were just labeled a troublemaker. That is so awful. You did stuff to help your mom around the house, but she didn't demand tons of chores. You started doing your own laundry at junior high or high school. You helped with cooking or just totally took over making some stuff by junior high, veggie soup, chili, spaghetti sauce. Yeah. Well, kids need that independence too. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's not just about like relieving someone else of the burden of cooking or, it's more like confidence that you can do things for yourself. I don't think I understand this. Is it a quote from a song? What's up, ATP? What's up? She'd call you weird, and you were only 10 years old. Well, a lot of 10-year-olds are weird, and that's a lovely thing. It's not a bad thing. You're just enjoying the vibes. All right, let's go. Time to feed the donkeys and the emus. Classy, it's been lovely to have you in here. Go take care of your critters. You read something online a few nights ago. A woman was talking about her boyfriend who at 30 still takes his laundry to his mother to do. Not that he takes it to her house to use her washer and dryer. His mother still washes his clothes at 30. Yeah. Oh, it's a Meatloaf song. The conversation tone is perfect. Chef's kiss. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. We're just chilling out while I work on a blanket. For my friend Becca. It's getting pretty big. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. This is kind of how we do things when I'm doing crafting at night. We just started chilling out. It's already 12:30 my time. And I do have to get up with my kids in the morning, so I probably won't go for too terribly much longer. I'm live 4 or 5 days a week in the mornings. And then I do a couple of additional streams in the evenings, and sometimes I stream on the weekends. It just all depends. But what I'm thinking about doing now is, we'll have to see, because now we have this other channel where I'm going to be allowed to kind of let loose a little bit more. You don't claim to be perfect with keeping up with dusting or stuff. There are times the clean dishes stay in the dishwasher a few days before you put them away, but you know how to do all that stuff. Well, right, exactly. My house is often quite messy and or cluttered with kids and dogs and all that. That's fair, and you're probably weird. Just lowered you. No, but if they said it I was kind of trying to encourage you and say oh, well, that should be a compliment, but it sounds like it wasn't, and that's really unfair. You're off to bed. Angry baby polar. I'm glad I could do that for you, and I'm sorry to hear you're struggling with that, but I hope it gets better and you get some nice sleep. Thanks for hanging out with us, friend. Are you guys following our friend Angry Baby Polar? If you're not, you should be. You found me via a face painting streamer yesterday. Who was that? Glad to join in this morning. The conversation is awesome. You can do some car maintenance too, nothing major, but you can check the oil and add more if needed. Add the windshield washer fluid, check transmission fluid, brake fluid, all that. You can tell when something isn't right with the car too. Can't fix it. It may not know exactly what is wrong, but you know when it is making a wrong noise or something, right? Oh, yeah, Beauty and the Beasts. Beests. Like this, I think. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, really talented face painting streamer. You guys should give a follow to for sure. She did a full face paint live. Nice. Yeah, face painting is a thing. I'm gonna have to paint my face, but it's gonna be with my makeup, and I'm gonna have to bake bread on stream without talking. We're gonna do fully Marcel Marceau style mime stream. I'm sure it will be hilarious. Oh, gotcha. Right. Yes, I am a member of the Twitch Women's Guild. That's awesome. Or it could have been the Creator Club. Oh my god, this thing is so unwieldy. Promise I don't mean to keep dragging the blanket over the mic. It's hard not to. Know when the brakes are going out. College stepdad told stepdad the heater wasn't working right in your car. Like you would have it running for half an hour before you left for college and maybe a smidge of heat by the time you got there. You said, oh, it's an older car and it takes longer for the heat than in your mom's car. One day we all went somewhere in your car in winter. There was no heat. It got fixed after that. I know it's only 35%. You finished the second mitten. Time to head to bed. Absolutely. Oh, of course. Wolfpack, thank you for being here again. You are so awesome. Thank you for your regular and positive contribution to our community. High school tours, events, all meant to be clean. College, it was, hey, it's great having you come home. Let's get dinner. It was a moment to see her in that light. Father wanted things done his way. He came and visited. And he said, oh. I mean, really, it can be hard for people of a certain generation because it, again, was not something that they were used to have happening, used to having happen to them. You know, if they grew up in a household where that wasn't common, it's hard, but that's quite sweet, but also kind of sad, Another time you told him the brakes were going out. He didn't listen to you. Your mom moved your car for some reason, saw how the brakes were. He fixed the brakes after that. They were so bad by then, everything had to be changed out. Brake pads, rotors, all that. Jeez. Well, okay, I'm glad that he changed his ways and would listen to you after that. That's good, because some people wouldn't. Told your parents you wanted to get to know them more? Oh, well, hey, look, that's good for you for actively taking that upon yourself and not waiting until it's too late. No. Your dad had one of those lasers from Hong Kong that will light a match. You'd be riding your longboard down the road and feel your leg burning. Looked down and saw the laser. Well, it was in a good fun, not in a mean way. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. Hey, at least he learned from that. Like I said, some people, especially if they are, kind of broken, they will never admit that they were wrong. Couldn't possibly be that they were just wrong or that they need to adjust their behavior. you know? As a mother and just like as a woman, I've been treated as though I have no idea what I'm talking about when I definitely do. On a number of occasions. It's not like, you know, it's often not like that, but it certainly has happened. Having multiple family members who had Alzheimer's, you do want to make sure you get to know them more before they get too old or potentially get Alzheimer's. I think, you know, there are the ways that you can identify whether or not they're at like increased risk outside of just, you know, the fact that family members have it, aren't there? For some people, and not necessarily always men, because women do this too sometimes, if they are in charge, they feel like they don't know how to like sort of just let someone else be the one to point something out or figure something out, I think. And it's not that they intend to put you down or make you feel like you are like that you're not intelligent or anything like that. I really truly believe for some folks it is. If it doesn't come from a place of like inflated ego and like other stuff. Thank you, Matthew. There are ads coming in a minute. 3 minutes of ads. No, we'll run them, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get to the end of this row, and then we're gonna call like we got this much to go. Call it after that. Thank you, Matthew. Because we won't be able to pause them. If I try to use all the snoozes, I won't get to the end of this row. Thank you. So 3 minutes of ads coming in 30 seconds. Yeah, it's hard because sometimes it's a thing where parents don't know. We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? No, we were talking about it in your Discord picks about like teachers that don't know how to turn off the teacher voice, people who have managed other people for a living forever, not knowing how not to talk to people like they're their subordinates and stuff, because it becomes a default mode for a lot of people, and they don't intend harm, but you know, like, come on, I'm not a child. Imagine a woman knowing what she's talking about in this economy. Yeah. Anyhow. Thanks for staying. If you do get an ad break, it is a way you can support the channel. You can always subscribe to turn off ads. There's also Turbo. And it was wild to get ads when I came into your channel earlier today, Pix, on that other account. I haven't seen ads on Twitch in years. Who was it that timed me out? It was Conan, right? Just curious. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. If you want to chat with us, great. We'd love to get to know you. If you don't feel like chatting right now, totally fine. I don't have like 100% anonymous follows, but I do totally respect that some people just want to chill out and hang out, and that's all right by me. Thanks for joining us. You're a tax preparer. This year is 25 years for you doing this. You take up a lot of classes for continuing ed every year. You took 3 long exams to become an enrolled agent so you can help clients with the IRS stuff. Still get clients that will ask you a tax question and then try to argue when they don't like the answer. But so-and-so said they have done that for years. Then get them to do your return and get them to help you with the IRS mess later. Exactly. The worst is like, when you work a customer service job and someone else within your business has been doing something that that like upper management or even your like, managers that you work with every day don't like that at all. And you're trying the best that you can, not to be like a goody two shoes, but they've said very clearly like, hey, this is not acceptable. And your other coworker is going ahead and doing that thing because they want to be the cool person. And then you have to be the bad guy because, your manager is there that day or whatever. Like, I'm not that big of a stickler for the rules, but like, then people want to get mad. Oh, but this person's been doing it for me forever. And that would be one of them. Dragonfire wouldn't be jail, but I served alcohol. I served alcohol at a lot of my jobs in Oregon. And when you serve alcohol in Oregon, you have to have what's called an OLCC, an alcohol service permit. You have to have basically your own personal like liquor license to serve alcohol to other people. You have to go to a class. You have to pay for it. It has to be renewed every 5 years. And you can lose that license if they can prove that you were the last person to serve alcohol to someone before they got into a car and got in an accident. You can also be sued in civil court. You can be third-party liable for someone else's terrible decision-making while they're under the influence if it can be proved that you served them when they were visibly intoxicated. But she always gives me cocktails. She always gives me another one. Why are you being a stick in the mud? Because you are clearly hammered. I'm protecting myself and you and anyone you might run into on the road. Do you want to have some food maybe? And by the way, food sobering you up is a myth. Most of us do it to keep you from leaving too soon so you don't go get in your car and drive. It's so frustrating. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that stuff anymore. Thank you, Hero. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not going to jail for you. I'm not going to lose my license for you. I'm not going to lose my job for you just because you don't like what I just told you. You will not make up numbers for your Schedule C. You didn't keep track of mileage during the year. It isn't going on your return. I'm not making it up. Yep. You're always so worried about that when you worked as a server because people don't understand. No. We had an easy out, Joyful Peace, because I could just look at them and say, I am allowed. It's the law. I can refuse you service. And I'm refusing you service. And if you argue with me, that's yet another one of the signs that they tell us to look for to know that someone is a VIP, which means visibly intoxicated person. So, go ahead, whine, moan, complain. Or like it's 2:30, hand over the drinks. It's time. I have to dump them out. In fact, I gave you several warnings. You can't keep drinking. It has to go bye-bye now. I cannot allow alcoholic beverages to stay out on the tables and on the bar because it's 2:30. If the OLCC came in here, the business could lose its license. I could lose my license. At the very least, I would pay a fine. And I can't afford that. You going to pay my fine? You going to find me a new job? You going to hire me to work in a different industry that I don't have anywhere near the amount of experience that I do in this? Yeah, I'm going to flush a lifetime career down the toilet for you for your one gin and tonic. I don't think so. Mommy, don't play that. Oh, Automod. One of your best moments as a server was when you had a big table, 10 plus. You were taking drink orders. You get to this lady, the guy next to her goes, don't mind her. She just got out of the nut house. You looked the lady dead in the eyes and said, so that's where I know you from. Goodness. Well, again, the table erupted. They didn't expect that. Yeah. Oh, I had a lot of fun with people. I also had a lot of fun with people. I really did. I had one client one year that told you he had other income. They didn't need to go on a Schedule C. He didn't have the 1099. He called the place and that dingbat told him a figure. It was under the $600 limit to make the company issue the 1099. You don't have to claim that because it's under $600. No, that is not how that works. They don't have to issue the form, but you still have to claim the income. Yeah. Indeed. Oh, wow. That's so neat. See, you do meet a lot of cool people and hear a lot of cool stories. That's really cool. You met this older couple. They came in every day for 3 days and had told you they were sailing around the world until they passed. And you just thought that was the coolest thing. I think I've told this story here before. When I first went off to college at USC in LA at USC in LA, I met this guy. He was going to school for film. He was into like poli-sci and all that stuff. He spoke like 4 languages. His family was Armenian, but he had grown up in like all over Lebanon, Syria, France, and his English was impeccable. Like if you talked to him, you wouldn't know that he wasn't from the States. And we started chatting and he thought I was like not a freshman. And I was like, oh no, I just learned at a early age to look like you know where you're going. People quit following you down the street when you don't look lost. I had a New Yorker for a parent, you know, and he was like, all right, you know, we hung out a bunch. And later on, I would wonder where he was at, you know, what he was up to, whether or not he was making films and stuff like that. And he had made a film, and I think I saw that he'd made a film, and we would occasionally communicate either via like email or some sort of social media. And then one day I was at work at a hotel restaurant in downtown Portland, and I walked out into my section for my very first table of the day. The host will come and tell you, hey, I seated you on table 1. Oh, okay, thanks. Actually, I think they were seated at table 5, maybe is the number of the table. Could have been 2. I can't remember what all the numbers were. I know 1 was this big round table, and I think they were either 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. So they were sitting in the window, and I walk out into my section, and there he is. This guy who I was buddies with, like freshman, sophomore year of college, with his amazing and beautiful and very personable wife, and they're my first table of the day that day. And I was like, wow, how's it going? And it was really cool to like get to catch up with him. And I guess she like is a filmmaker too, and they were like just a delight to talk with. And it was really weird. It was like this person and I were just bound to cross paths at some point. That right there. Yeah. New York life. Walk like you have a purpose and an agenda, and also someone who knows that you're coming to where they are. So they'll be wondering why you didn't arrive. Oh my gosh. Really? Spaceballs. I want one. How you doing, Johan? Time to rename your channel. Right. No, that's not cool. That's not cool at all, Dragonfire. That's not cool at all. That's like, hey, if you wanna conceal that info from your tax preparer and, you know, then get in trouble, the tax preparer will be able to say under oath in a court of law, I was not informed about this income. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Time to rename your channel. Twitch does tax evasion. Goodness gracious. I'm sure that won't attract any unwanted attention to you. Spaceballs. You went to the other office in town. Your manager went there. She was going over there anyway. I was so shocked when she walked in there. She said, yes, I work in this office sometimes too. Just rolled out of bed to get some food and take meds. Might go curl back up and watch movies. That sounds nice. I hope you're not, you know, I hope it's not like, I hope the meds don't make you feel nauseous. Don't call someone on speakerphone in front of me and then try to lie about what you just heard. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm getting the yawns. Yeah, I used to walk myself home from my bartending job late at night in Portland, and I never felt like that was a big deal. Although things are different now, and there's a really big fentanyl crisis there, and people do some very irrational and ill-advised things, unfortunately, when they are in the throes of a powerful addiction. You know, it's extremely unfortunate. It's bad. And those people need help. Please don't mistake what I'm saying for anything other than feeling terribly that that's the situation for those folks. If you ask if I have other income, don't say yes, but you aren't going to claim it. No, you tell me I can't do the return without, or I could face, yeah, for sure. The risk isn't as high for them probably, and you know, therefore they're not doing what we should be taught to do at an early age, and thinking about what it would be like to be in your shoes. Portland did the social experiment. Yeah, well, here, I'll say this. Okay, because that's my hometown, and it's a kind of sensitive topic, and I don't know, I don't know that I have the answers to everything. We lived there up until we moved out where we are now and bought our house. And where we lived, our neighborhood, yeah, you lived there. I was born there, mostly raised there. I moved back there in 2000. Just before 2001. And lived there pretty much almost continuously for the next nearly 20 years. And it changed a lot. And one of the biggest problems was that while they definitely did work very hard to keep urban sprawl from happening, what then happened was they made all of these really ridiculous stipulations about the new housing that was being put in. So yes, some of it was earmarked as affordable housing with absolutely no parking inside the building. Like, they assumed everyone was going to live in Portland and ride a bicycle and use public transportation all the time. And like, that sounds great, except it wasn't the reality. And a lot of that housing was still way too expensive. And a bunch of people got displaced. And it became known that it was a place you could move to and kind of, skirt any kind of real, responsibility in your life and go and like just sort of exist. And again, a lot of those people have very real and very valid like mental health and addiction issues. But it just blew up. And I don't know that throwing more money at the police force there would have necessarily helped that. I think the police are not trained properly to deal with folks in those sort of situations a lot of the time. I think that one of the biggest issues there is access to affordable housing, access to mental health and addiction and recovery resources. And people like to talk a lot over their brunches in the trendy hipster parts of town about how, people shouldn't be treated like criminals for their substance abuse issues, and they do absolutely nothing themselves to rectify that situation and to help those people. They just talk about it. They're not out there trying to actually help those folks. They just want to be seen as, having the ideals There's no action. And that goes for a lot of the people in the government as well. It's all lip service. And that's extremely frustrating for people who truly do desire for others to be well. And to have a safe and clean and pleasant community where people can enjoy parks and things like that. Lots of time EMTs and firefighters have to go through more training in most parts of the country than police, and only one of those three have lethal force. Well, right. And so it's like, hey, if you're going to say all these things, then you have to have some plan to actually make it happen. You can't just say it to get elected and then just not do anything. Now, sometimes people who want to do things in government and they run into a lot of resistance, I'm fully aware of that. We're kind of talking politics, which I don't normally do here. It is my hometown, and I see a lot of facets to the problems that it's had. I think that, hopefully it'll be able to recover from it. I love Portland. It's a beautiful town. Please don't be afraid to go there altogether. Just have your wits about you downtown. That's all. Just like any urban area, it's grown into a city now, and that comes with city problems. We were able to avoid those typical city problems for a really long time. Helping someone in a bad situation is something that needs training and cultural. It is very hard because sometimes in a lot of places, not just Portland, police do not react appropriately when dealing with someone, for example, who has like cognitive issues, right? Like someone who's autistic. So it's very important to pay attention, like, to someone's body language, to ask questions before assuming things, right? But sometimes police will just act without thinking it through. And that's, again, partly because they haven't been trained properly to deal with the situation. It could be de-escalated so quickly if they only could understand and know the signs. Well, I mean, Mittens, there's also been, instances of, quite the opposite, where people have kind of stuck up for the fact that, for example, you can't have an encampment that prevents people who are in mobility devices from being able to use the sidewalk, forcing them into the road where they could be hit by a vehicle. Those are all really big problems. I was going to say Spaceballs. There's a lot to love about Portland. It's just, again, I think it grew too fast. Kind of overnight, the population really exploded there. The streets are too narrow. The buildings aren't built in a lot of areas for dense, residential and retail. They're all warehouses, and some of those were successfully converted into spaces that could be used for housing or, retail or whatever. My last restaurant job was in a part of town that was all auto shops. We were an auto upholstery place. The building had been an auto upholstery place, and right next door was a camera shop. And it stayed a camera shop for quite a while, actually, until it became another restaurant. It's when you change, Portland was this funky little town that had all of this industry and stuff still. And working class, and but it also had a bunch of art nerds and musicians, and so it was affordable for art dorks to live in, and that all changed in a 10-year span, basically. Life is complex. A Twitch chat isn't going to have the answers and solve every problem. It's true. No, definitely not, Mittens. Definitely not. It's really hard. It's a tough situation. Like I said, particularly the fentanyl crisis is real bad there at the moment. But here's hoping some people can come in and help get it figured out. I moved back to Portland as an adult because, not just because it was my hometown, but it was just the best place I'd ever lived. And there was no way we could afford a house there. And our neighborhood, which had traditionally been very quiet, even though it was close to downtown, just started to become unlivable. It was a pretty like culturally diverse neighborhood. It was, like I said, close to downtown and public transportation. Everything you're saying resonates with you as a Seattle. Well, it just happened to Seattle before it happened to us because we managed to stay small a little bit longer than y'all. And, it's like people will jokingly like say there's some competition between Seattle and Portland, right? And I don't feel that way at all. I think what's cool about Seattle is that it does have a little bit more, diversity of culture, and it's a little bit more metropolitan, and but there's a lot of similarities for sure. I love the Seattle Library. It is one of the coolest public libraries. If you've never been there, if you're in Seattle, you gotta go look at the library. Just walk around in there. It's really heckin' cool. It's a super neat building. And the art museum there is amazing, and there's tons of great music and also a lot of awesome food and clearly very good coffee. But yeah, it can be a lot. I mean, it was a lot 20, 30 years ago, downtown Seattle. Again, it's an urban area. It's a big city. You just got to keep your wits about you and be smart when you're walking around in a place like that. Yeah, well, sure. Oh, I mean, yeah. San Francisco also has some stuff going on. And again, a lot of it relates to the housing market in these cities. Can you imagine even the parts of San Francisco that like traditionally for a while were still like affordable? They weren't the parts of town that like people would, were all looking to buy up. And eventually that's what happened because like any part of the city proper just started to have skyrocketing property value. You think the Portland coffee and food scene is better? Oh, screenshotting. No. Get wrecked, Seattle. No, I'm kidding. Are you going to ECCC? We have our own little cute little con down here. We got Rose City Comic Con. You think everyone in Seattle agrees with you? Seattle's more expensive, or at least it used to be. Have you ever been to this little place called Le Pichet that's in downtown Seattle, Spaceballs? I don't know if it's still there, but if it is and you've never been there, you should check it out. It's really great. Or at least it was it's been a long time. It's been a really long time since I was there. About 20 years. Doesn't ring a bell. I wonder if it's still there. Maybe it's not there anymore. There's a lot of great bookstores though in Seattle, and there's Pike Street Market is fun. It's touristy, but it's fun. And I don't think people should avoid it per se, but there's plenty of other things to see and do there too. You wonder how much better housing stuff would be if Airbnb and similar wasn't allowed to operate. Yeah. For Portland, it felt more like what happened was, for example, just off Burnside on the east side, which again traditionally had not been an area like that you would go to dine or for apartments or anything like that. When it became clear that was like kind of a hot commodity, like apartments and condos and stuff, they built this enormous building, like I'm talking this huge monolithic, just soulless black box. And I was like, what is that thing? Like, what is this? And my husband and I called it the Death Star. I think he came up with that name. And every time we would drive across the Burnside Bridge, he'd be like, dun, 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 dun. And so many of those condos just sat empty because they were so wildly expensive. Like a bunch of these buildings that they tore down, older historic buildings. Some of them probably had major structural issues. Don't get me wrong. I understand.
Welcome to the Fart Zone.
Tired Streamer, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going?
To the Fart Zone.
Welcome in. I actually just finished my last row of this blanket, but it's so nice of you to raid. We'll do a sticky note for you. Thank you very much. What were you up to?
To the fart zone. Welcome to the fart zone.
And it's getting quite late. I would stay on for a little longer, but I really got to get to bed because I got to get up with my kids in the morning. But thank you so much. Thank you, Tired Streamer. I hope you had a great stream. What were you streaming?
Welcome to the fart zone.
Yeah, welcome to the fart zone.
Chicken attack!
RC, you were making a valiant effort there. Thank you, Tired Streamer. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everybody give Tired Streamer a follow. I'm not sure if I've been able to make it to one of your streams just yet. No worries. So welcome in, readers. I'm 9.5. I'm called that because I'm missing half a finger on my right hand. A very bold restaurant coworker gave me this nickname many years ago. Thankfully for said coworker, I have an excellent sense of humor, and the nickname stuck, unlike the top half of my finger. Everyone's heard that a million times. But yeah, we were working on this blanket. So now you can see the hand. This is the child's hand right here. That's the curve going to the one side of the St. Jude logo. So we made some progress, and this was my second stream today, so we're getting ready to wrap things up, but it's really nice of you to read. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I've never played any Devil May Cry. Is this a favorite franchise of yours? Yeah, Optimus, thank you for hanging out. Come with us on the raid, you guys. I'm not sure who we're gonna go to yet. Gotta figure that out. Let's see here. I don't recognize any of the people I'm currently lurking. I see several friends, though. Please hold your suggestions because it makes me anxious. I appreciate you. Here's someone. One of your favorite series. Very cool. Ooh, what? I don't know what that means. Oh, Devil May Cry 4. There's someone we haven't rated in a while. I'm just taking a peek real quick here. Here's a Women's Guild friend who's a musician and is really great. And I don't know if we've ever rated this person, actually. But a lot of you might already know her. If I say she do be kind of vibin' dough, I bet you probably know who I'm rating out to. Let's read McDoodle. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Thank you. Come with us on the raid. Come hang out. Enjoy some music. McDoodle's pretty cool. I haven't been there in a bit. Let's go somewhere we haven't been in a while. And I like raiding out to brand new people too from time to time. Thanks for spending time with me. I appreciate you all. McDoodle plays a bunch of different instruments, but mostly saxophone. Come support a fellow Twitch Women's Guild member. We love to read to our Women's Guild friends, our Creator Club friends. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything. As per the usual. Mods, thank you. I love you guys. And thank you to these people. And thank you for all of the amazing support you guys show every time I go live, just by spending time with me. Please do something nice for yourselves between now and the next time that I see you. It's super important. That's self-care. You need to do it. Thanks for the lovely conversation and for keeping me company while I worked on the blanket. It's been keeping me pretty honest, streaming it for a few hours, a few nights a week. I'll see you guys over there. Thanks a lot.